Hi, this is part 3 of abuse and how to break free from an abusive relationship. And we're talking more specifically about emotional abuse, but some of the things I'm going to talk about today also apply to sexual or domestic violence. So just know that this isn't just for those folks who are experiencing emotional abuse. And if you feel unsafe from your partner or an abuser, I want you to call 800-799-7233. And again, that's 800-799-7233. And with that said, let's talk about some ways you can break free from your abusive relationship. Now, number one, I want you to think about, do you feel that you're in danger from your partner? And that's really, really important, because if there have been these threats or threats of self-harm from your partner, that they're threatening to hurt themselves or hurt you, you want to make sure that, one, there are no weapons in the house, and that you develop a safety plan. And I would say using that number that I gave you previously would be a good place to start. And with that said, if you're not afraid that your partner is going to retaliate physically, then I want you to think about, it is okay to leave. I know that that is such a simple concept, but when you are in an abusive relationship, it doesn't feel like you have a choice. You do have a choice, and it's okay to leave. It's not your responsibility to live for someone else. If you're worried about your partner that they may hurt themselves, I would say to start with engaging a relative of theirs. Let them know that you're worried for them after you've left. Now that you know that it's okay to leave, I want you to think about something else. And this is it might be a little uncomfortable for you to hear, but some of you are going to have to document the abuse. Meaning that if you've got children or you're planning to divorce, you're going to have to document some of the abuse. And ways to document the abuse could be saving text messages or emails. It could be writing down the dates of abuse. It could be using video or audio footage. If unfortunately, and I know that this happens, that if you've been bruised in some way or attacked, you need to take pictures of that and then follow that up with a doctor's visit as well. Also, you can keep track of bank statements if your partner is trying to withhold money, etc. You can also document that, looking at your bank statements, going to your bank, etc. I know that this feels very, very uncomfortable. And I know that most people don't like to engage in this kind of subterfuge or kind of doing things that feel underhanded. But if you've got a child involved, or if your partner is trying to slander you and make you look like the one who is doing the abusing, you've got to be able to protect yourself, protect your assets, and protect any children that you have, or pets for that matter, to make sure that you document these things. There even may be ways of documenting things through social media, and if it really comes down to it, hire a private eye. These are ways to just protect yourself, that just in case your divorce becomes messy or there's child custody, that you have taken care or taken the necessary steps to protect yourself and to protect your children. I also want you to pack an emergency bag. so that if you have to leave, and this is only for those cases where you really feel like your life is being threatened or the abuse becomes so unbearable that you may have to pack a bag. Make sure you pack your child's, any essential medications, things that you may need, phone numbers, etc., to make sure, and you can even take a video of your home to make sure that your partner doesn't do anything to retaliate. Lastly, I want you to think about putting money aside. Putting money aside is going to ensure that you can get the necessary things you need in order to start a life that's someplace else. And again, I know that that feels uncomfortable, but you need to make sure that you take care of your finances. Putting money aside is going to be crucial if you're to move away from this person who's been controlling. Financial control is, it's one of those things that people who are abusers use over and over and over again. So make sure that this may take some time to put these things in place. Lastly, I want you to lean on friends and family to help you through this. You may want to tell them that you are planning on leaving. And obviously, if it really comes down to it, you may need to get the help of police involved. I hope it doesn't come to that, but you may need to pull that trigger. Make sure that you're creating safety. If you don't feel safe at all, then you need to make sure that you lean on friends and family, remove any weapons from the house, and above all, call the police or go to your local police station and, make sure that you are getting a restraining order. I know this is hard. I know that oftentimes emotional abuse can feel like, oh my gosh, this isn't really abuse. But if that person is stalking you, blowing up your phone, hanging outside of work, it may really start to erode your feeling of safety. Use these things as a guide. And above all, make sure that you're safe. I'm Chantel Cohen, and I help you become one again. Thanks so much, guys.